Hello. Thank you for the sterling introduction there. Also, before we started that, we just literally put together that introduction right now. You couldn't tell at all. I'm going to have to do this. It's going to be hard. I'm going to start off with a nice simple joke just to ease everyone in. Those of you that I can see. I can do that if it's...
If you set, you can step forward.
Yeah, I'll do that. Start off with a nice simple joke just to ease everyone in. Why are there no aspirins in the jungle?
Was the power sector?
No, actually no, because the cost required for source production would be exorbitantly high, resulting in a net loss for the company involved. Also, as the indigenous peoples would be more reliant on homeopathic treatments as opposed to Western remedies, their immune systems would be unable to cope with aspirins, resulting in severe illness and possibly even death. That would have been slightly better if I hadn't fucked it up there. Get the general idea. I was on a train recently and I overheard two girls discussing their sex lives. I'm quite naive when it comes to that sort of thing. I mean, my dirty sex story is the time I knocked over a cup of tea while reading a lingerie catalogue. I say reading. But they were trying to outdo one another with their sort of muckiest sexploit, if you will. And one of them eventually had a story that the other one couldn't top, and it was, I'm not going to give you all the details. Basically, her boyfriend ate a Mars bar out of her fanny. Now, if you're anything like me, that raises... No, I've got the bare essentials to go on as it is, but I mean, if you're anything like me, that raises more questions than it answers. Chiefly, how does that topic get brought up in the topic? How does that subject get brought up in the bedroom? I mean, was it a more cost-effective alternative to using melting chocolate, which I know a lot of couples obviously do? Was it a case of, money's a bit tight at the minute, melting chocolate can be quite expensive, the Lindt stuff, we've not got the money for that. But I'll tell you what, I was filling up the other day and I saw that Asda were doing a special offer on multi-packs of Mars bars. Now, before you say anything, please hear me out on this one. Or maybe it was her idea. Maybe he got home from work, he's had a hard day, shoes off at the door, loosens his tie, briefcase on the table, jacket on the chair. He's had a hard day, he's not an animal. And out the corner of his eye he sees something on the floor. It's a little bit of black wrapper with a little bit of red lettering on it. It looks familiar to him, he can't place it. He goes over, picks it up, thinks nothing of it. Then he sees another one at the corner of his eye, and another one leading up the stairs. Someone strategically placed them like rose petals, as though for him to follow them, and follow them he does up to the main bedroom. Knocks on the door. No answer. Opens it up, pitch darkness. Turns on the light, and he gets the surprise of his life. Surprise! Oh, I'm surprised. I thought I stopped doing double deckers ages ago. I thought you could do with a snack. To be honest, love, I've had a toffee crisp on the way in from work. If I knew you were getting something in. It's the sort of thing that if you do enjoy, you can't have it all the time. You can't stumble in half cup from the pub and go, oh, you know what I fancy? It's not doable. Every time after that he'd be having a Twix, he'd be going, it's just not the same, my ears are too cold. But I think the strain would eventually start to show on their relationship, He'd be rolling over in the middle of the night, nudging her awake, holding a Kit Kat in a suggestive manner. I don't know how you do that. A lot of eyebrows. She'd be going, I'm not in the mood, I've got a headache, I've eaten too much chocolate. He'd have to look elsewhere for his chocolate fix. He'd meet an American sex tourist online, maybe they'd agree to go to her house, a clandestine kind of meeting. He'd go over there with a rucksack full of Reese's Pieces, and eventually he'd get caught by his missus. Maybe on some level he wanted to be caught. She finds something elementary, a chocolate smear on his collar or a Hershey's bar in his pocket, something like that. They have an argument, he storms out, the next week is just a whirlwind of Asda brand cake bars and cheap whores that are all there. Eventually he comes back, they have a reconciliation, he agrees to move out, she's helping him move his stuff out, their hands touch briefly on a box, their eyes meet, I don't know, do you hear that, sorry? Rekindling of the old flame, perhaps. He takes a Mars bar out of his pocket and says, "One last snap, for old time's sake." But as much as I do judge, and I am judging, and take the piss, at least he's got someone to eat chocolate out of. I mean, I've been single for a long time now, and I'm gradually realising it's very difficult to eat a Mars bar out of your own asshole. But when we're kids, we all want to be astronauts and have these kind of crazy career expectations. But the reality of it is that we end up working in offices. Funnily enough, Neil Armstrong, he actually wanted to be an office worker. So it's funny the way things work out. But I actually went for an interview as an office worker just recently. And I got there, sat down. The first question the guy asked me, "What are you looking to get out of this job?" So I had a bit to think about it. And I said, "Well, to be honest, I'm really looking at working on my photocopying and my tea making skills in a more structured environment. You know, I've done some work experience in the library. I was bitten by the bug there. It's always been in my blood, photocopying and tea making. So I'm really just looking to enhance that." I said, "Okay, fair enough. And where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years' time?" I said, "Well, in 5 years' time, I know they're good transferable skills to have, photocopying and tea making. They look good on any CV. They really stand out. There's a lot of interesting things happening on the continent, a lot of big firms, headhunting. So maybe you'd like to get headhunted by one of the big European firms. Maybe in 5 years' time have a small team working underneath me, who I can delegate tasks to, like clearing paper jams or opening bags of Demerara sugar, that sort of thing." At which point he leaned forward and said, "Are you taking the fucking piss?" I said, No, not at all. I mean, you're the one asking me what I hope to get out of a job that involves standing in front of a machine, and pressing buttons all day, besides repetitive strain injury, and you're asking me if I'm taking the piss. Are you taking the fucking piss?" I didn't get the job in the end. I actually went for Buzz Aldrin. It's something of a childhood dream of it. I've got one final thing to say. It's a bit of housekeeping. I've been asked to say this. A couple of peanuts walking down the street the other day. One was assaulted. If you do have any information regarding this incident, please do get in touch with Greater Manchester Police. They're on the lookout for any leads at all to help with their inquiries. At the minute, they've got a couple of suspects believed to be Brazil nuts, a couple of foreign imports. They're not sure at the minute. As I say, any leads, anything you can tell them will be. There's been nut violence rising like you wouldn't believe recently. So yeah, as I say, do get in touch with them. Any information. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. And also, we've got one lost beanbag chair here. That's anyone's. That's going to the lost and found. So that's. Yeah, thank you for listening. You've been very patient. Cheers.